I'm about to ruffle some feathers with this one, but Islam granted women more rights than Christianity and Judaism. Keep in mind, I'm comparing religion to religion, not modern Western interpretation of religion. The first right Islam granted women that they didn't previously have was right to property. According to Numbers 27, Christianity and Judaism did not allow women to inherit property unless there were no sons to do so. And this was the practice for centuries. Even if a woman did end up inheriting property later on, it became her husband's property once she became married. But in Islam, in Surah An-Nisa verse 7, it states that men and women are to inherit a share of property. Women were also allowed rights to their own money, and their husband had no rights to it, according to Surah An-Nisa verse 32. The next right granted to women in Islam was rights to consent in marriage. In many religions, for a very long time, marriages were arranged by the woman's father, and she had no say in it. This comes from Deuteronomy book 22, verses 28 to 29. In Judaism and Christianity, arranged marriages like this were a common practice for centuries. But in Islam, no marriage is valid without consent of both parties. This is evidenced by Surah An-Nisa verse 19 and several hadith. There is also no demonization of women in Islam. In the Bible, Timothy 2:14 has been used as a means to say women have some weak moral compass and demonize them and blame them for the fall of humanity for centuries. But in the Quran, there's actually no blame placed on Eve individually. Surah Al-A'raf places blame on both Adam and Eve, giving both equal blame. And of course, we have the right to education. In Islam, education is mandatory for both men and women. According to Surah Al-Alaq verse 1, Surah Al-Zumar verse 9, and several hadith. Knowledge is mandatory in Islam, and women were actually scholars, students, leaders, and the first university in the world was opened by a Muslim woman. Fatima al-Fihri opened the first university in Morocco in 859 CE. Comparing this to the New Testament of the Bible, you will see that women were limited from roles like that. 1 Timothy 2:12 says, "I do not permit a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man." And 1 Corinthians 14:34-35 says that women should stay silent in the churches. So going off of religious text alone, it becomes very clear that Islam did grant women far more rights than the books of Judaism or Christianity. I will be following up this video with some other rights that Islam granted women and answering any questions that people may have. Assalamu alaikum, American who converted to Islam, here to correct what you think you know about Islam, specifically women's rights. I'm going to talk about a few things most people don't know about women in Islam. In Islam, women have been able to take men to court since the inception of Islam. And